City of Roses, are you hungry for metal? Yeah! Let's let him hear you out on King's Highway, come on! Yeah! This one is titled, In Blood We Lust.
Emaciation was formed in 1996 by myself and the co-founder of the band, Mr. Stu Ferris, who is currently the drummer of the Dirty 30s. The reason we formed the group Emaciation was we had several groups as the Honey Offering, Gick.
Gick was one of the first local bands to actually have their music on a real, actual record, on a vinyl. So that was kind of a big deal around here at the time when that happened. It was several songs on a two-sided record. That was very cool.
We tried all types of different projects. A lot were difficult to play, like the Honey Offering. We decided we wanted to come more down to earth and have music that we really enjoyed playing and get back to more simplistic styles of music. Also, we felt that we needed to raise the appearance of the group because we believe that the art on the CDs and the pictures of the band help present the band and help to sell the band.
We just wore our street clothes and we wanted to take it to more theatrical level and, you know, step it up a notch.
So he and I had talked a lot about this project, and in 1995, when Gick was on tour of the U.S. with Jason Priest, who is the singer of Steer Jockey, myself and Stu, we would play some of the songs that later became Emaciation songs on the Gick tour. And at the end of the tour, we decided we would find a name and develop this look.
Started wearing the face paint like the bands that we were listening to, the black metal bands.
And at that point, we became Emaciation in 1996.
Sand and stone and steel, I feel them with my young hands. Water, fire, and wind on earth can be good or bad. To understand what it means, a sword for the ages, living and dying on earth, alone in a world of all different.
Over the years, some of my favorite members of the band, of course, Stu Ferris. We called him Immortal Stu on the drums. We had Countess Jessica on the keyboards. I'm so glad that we had Jessica. She was the first female in the group. It was so hard to seek that first female and find one because without the vision of a girl on stage with us, a lot of girls would think, there's no way I'm going to go on stage with these guys. Jessica actually decided she would, and she was not so much into our type of music. She was into a totally different type of music, classical, and even some punk rock. But she was the first female, and from that point on, we've had girls in the band with us. We had Hellfinger's Big Ben on bass, an amazing bass player. He liked jazz styles and experimental styles. He was with the band for quite a few years. We also had Veer Perg on the drum. We've had so many members, so many people that I'm still so close with that email me and call me and ask about how the band's doing. And I'm so glad that even though there's been so many members in the band, there's not been many people who've left on bad terms. Over the course of 10 years with the group Emaciation, approaching 11 years now, we have had over 25 members. And the members of the group at this time, we have Peck Incarnate on the keyboards. We also have Magnum Brandor on the bass.
I joined Emaciation back in 2003. I ran into Kirby one day, and he told me they were getting ready to be trying out bass players and asked me if I wanted to come try out. And I was real excited to because I already was a big fan of Emaciation. They're my favorite band in the area for sure, and the closest thing to what I wanted to do from the get-go since I got into metal.
Myself, Lord Kirby Ray on lead vocals and backing guitar. D.W. Iron Aiden on lead guitar and backing vocals.
As a guitar player, a lot of my influences over the years have been not only metal, but a lot of punk bands like Bad Brains and Minor Threat and Black Flag. I try to take all that and put it into my playing. I've always really enjoyed all types of music.
We have B. Glenn Stranger on the drums, and we have a rotating door of backup female singers who come on with us live. Sophia Siren, Desert Storms, and at this time we are also working with other females who will come out and sing on stage with us as backup vocalists to back me up in the choruses, and also to look great on stage. Of course, that doesn't hurt the show at all. Some of the best shows that we've played with Emaciation, in my opinion, we've done City of Roses Music Fest here in our hometown of Cape Girardeau. For 9 years now out of the 10 years that the fest has happened, it's been great to us every year. We actually won an award that was given to us from votes by the ticket holders to the yearly event that said we were one of the top bands at the fest, which I was so proud of that we got a plaque for that. And we love to play for our hometown crowd, of course.
Everybody's used to playing in little bars, and it gives bands an opportunity to get up on a big stage in front of a big PA and all the fans to come out and see what all the local bands are up to and how they're sounding.
Some other places that we played that we really love is Pops in Sauget, Illinois. We played there with Hypocrisy from Sweden, Cannibal Corpse from here in Tampa, Florida.
Getting to open up for Hypocrisy was awesome, one of my favorite bands.
And the crowd was huge. It's our hometown area, 100 miles north of us, so we were glad to play that show. We've been invited to play in Europe at Dynamo Festival, at Wacken Festival, but of course the best shows in the U.S. that we've played that are festival type shows that are closely related to the European fests, it's Milwaukee Metal Fest, and we've played that every year since 1999.
Thank you very much, Milwaukee. Feels great to be back here once again. We're gonna do this one for Jack and the oldest U.S. Metal Fest. We love you, Jack. This one is titled Diamonds and Rust.
Milwaukee Metal Fest, of course, is the biggest festival, 120 bands in 2 days. It's just a blast. All kinds of people into the same type of music and running around having fun together. And we played a lot of good shows, but Milwaukee Metal Fest, I think, is the best one out of them all.
Jack Koshik puts the fest on in Milwaukee. It's a fantastic event. 4 stages, 2 days, over 100 bands.
I think Milwaukee Metal Fest 2004 was probably my favorite show to play with Emaciation. We actually were the only band besides the Misfits who had corpse paint on too, and that was really cool, you know.
We get to play, we've played with bands there in Milwaukee such as Ice-T's Body Count, King Diamond, Destruction, Man of War, Mayhem. It's the oldest, longest running metal fest in America, and we're proud to be part of that. To me, and probably to the other people in the band, the money is not so much the main thing, is to be able to play with bands that were our influences and to be able to play for the people. We would much rather play a big event with good bands than to make any big amount of money.
Being from a small town area like Cape Girardeau in the middle of the country, you don't have the outlets that you would have if you were from New York. So to see the kind of things that they've done coming from Cape Girardeau, it's a big step for any band, especially a metal band like them.
To us, it's just to get out there and get in front of these people and play our music and hopefully let them enjoy the music as much as we enjoy them being there with us. I did the first concept of the logo. We wanted it to show that it was going to be hard rock music. If you looked at our logo, we wanted you to know right away it was going to be a rock band. And I gave that to our band artist at the time, Steve Ferris. Steve reworked the logo and polished it up. It looked fantastic. At that point, we were approached on the internet by Christophe Spagel of Belgium, who has done logos for Emperor, for Borknagar, for countless bands, Old Man's Child. He's world known, and Christophe does fantastic work on logos, very detailed. He'll do exactly what you want. Said he would love to do the logo for us. He could see the vision that we wanted with the logo, so he drew it out in pen and ink and pencil, and he'd sent it to me, and I could not have been more thrilled when I got this logo, and we still use it today.